Hey, are y'all ready to put some spring crops in the ground? I am. Today's a pretty nice day to do it too, so I'm going to take advantage of the pretty weather and get this done. Today I'm going to be planting carrots, my spring carrots. You may have seen a video that I just put out, but I grew carrots in the fall/winter, and I just harvested that little carrot crop day before yesterday. And so today I'm going to plant spring carrots in the bed that I just took those other carrots out of. And in the other raised bed, I am going to put onions. Yeah, I'm going to grow onions, and hopefully they'll do well in that bed. And then of course I'm going to put some fertilizer in both the beds, and hopefully these spring crops will do well. They should. It shouldn't be hard or complicated. It'll really kind of be my first time really planting carrots and onions at the proper time. I've done a little reading about it. Just plant them in the late winter, early spring, and harvest them before it gets too hot. All of these spring crops don't like really hot weather. So hopefully getting them in now, I'll be able to harvest them before July and August roll around. So let's get over there and see what we can do. This is the bed I'm going to be working on first. This is the bed where I'm going to put my carrots. I'm about to add some fertilizer. This is the fertilizer that I'm going to be using in this raised bed. I'm going to use it for the carrots in this bed and the onions in the next bed. But it's a good source of phosphorus. That's the middle number. And it says that the phosphorus promotes strong roots, bigger blooms, and better vegetables. So, you know, a carrot is a root vegetable, and an onion is a bulb, which I guess is some sort of like a root or a tuber or something. So I think that should help feed these crops while they're growing. So I'm going to put my hair in a ponytail and get this party started. It's pretty today. The sun is shining, but it is a little bit cooler than it was yesterday. So I'm going to do my best to try to not sow these carrot seeds so densely, because that's where my problem was when I did the fall/winter planting of carrots. I planted them this past fall and grew them through the winter, and I just seeded them so heavily until they just didn't have enough room to groove, I guess, and grow as big as, you know, normal carrots do. So I'm going to try to do a little better this time. And I did thin them out after they, you know, began growing and I could see them coming up. I did thin them out, but I didn't thin them out enough. I guess I didn't thin them enough because I just wanted them all to grow and make carrots. But if they're too close to a carrot sitting next to them, they're both not going to make. Neither one of them probably are going to be very big, which is what I experienced when I harvested that little winter crop. So I have to be more selective. And really, y'all, this is not costing me anything because I bought the carrot seeds in the fall. I got 2 scoops, and it has probably 1 million carrot seeds in it. Not really 1 million, but a lot. So I didn't have to buy any carrot seeds, and, well, I did buy the onions, but that was all. The raised beds were already filled with soil. I put an extra bag of soil in this raised bed, and I don't think I'm going to put any in the other bed, in the onion bed. I don't think it needs it. So, yeah, that's a pretty economical way to play around in your garden and grow some things. Now let's see what these carrot seeds look like. Oh my Lord. I'm going to try to show you exactly how small they are. Yeah. I have a feeling that I'm going to be seeding too many again. And when I do, I'll have to be diligent about pulling some of them out after they germinate. Hold me accountable. Say, Patty, thin your carrots. Otherwise, I won't want to do it. I want them all to try to grow, knowing that they won't. Are y'all starting your spring gardens? If you are, how are you doing it? Are you doing raised beds? Are you doing containers? Are you doing like in-ground planting where you like row up of a garden spot? And that's, growing up, that was the only kind of garden I knew about, was one that you would get a tractor and row up your garden spot and have a big old acre-sized garden and have everything in it. But this day and time, I don't know how to drive a tractor. And I don't have a tractor. And I don't have anywhere to put a garden that big. But I want to garden, so I think that these raised beds are the ideal thing for me. You know, you can just buy bagged soil. And they are kind of heavy sometimes. The bags of soil are sort of heavy. And a lot of times I get Danny or the boys to cart them around for me and put them in these beds. But today I did bring the bags of soil up here by myself and put it in this bed by myself. But I just get the 1 cubic foot bags because they're easier for me to carry. One time I bought a 2 cubic foot bag of soil, and it was so heavy until I could not get it out of the buggy at Walmart. I had to, and I was going to ask a stranger to help me, but I was parked way out in the back 40 of the Walmart parking lot, and nobody was around for me to even ask. So I had to, and I'm short. I'm only 5'2", and I could not hardly reach over the buggy. In the South, when I say buggy, I mean a shopping cart. We always call a shopping cart a buggy. Anyway, so the 50-pound bag of potting soil was in the bottom of the buggy, like laying flat. And I could not bend over that shopping cart and get a hold of that bag and use my brute strength to get it out of there. I couldn't do it. So when I got to my car, I was like, how in the world am I going to get this out of here? So I had to lay my shopping cart down on its side in the parking lot and drag that bag of soil out. And then I was in my Suburban, which is like a bus, and it's high off the ground. And I had to strain and dang near slip a disc to get that. I bet it weighed 75 pounds because it had been raining. It was outside and it was wet too. To get that bag of soil, I had to deadlift it from the ground up into the back of my Suburban. I was out of breath after I did all that. I couldn't even garden that day. So I will not buy the 2 cubic foot bags of soil anymore. Only buy the ones. Gardening tip, only buy the 1 cubic foot bags. hope I didn't skip a row while I was talking and forget where I was. All right. I have put the seeds in the rows. Now I'm just gonna cover the rows up like this. And move on to the onions. Oh Lord, I got to planting my onions and forgot to turn my camera on. But these are the onions that I'm planting. I got these at high grade. They are yellow Granex onion, headquarters, Union Springs, Alabama, Bonnie. And it says how to grow. Plant 1 inch deep, space 4 inches apart in 12-inch rows. Avoid planting too deep. Fertilize and water as the plant bulbs. Loosen soil around the bulb. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to follow the guidelines. But look, it's a pretty good one. I don't know anything about this kind of onion. It looks like it's just some kind of like a yellow onion, maybe. I don't know. And with onions, you know, it depends on what part of the country you live in as to what kind of onion you plant. Because there's I think it's called a long day, a short day, and a day neutral. And we in the South, we need to grow short day onions. So that's all that they sell around here is the kind that we're supposed to grow. But I really don't know what that means, short day. I mean, because in the summertime, I don't know what are they trying to say that your day is short in the summertime when these onions are growing? Because it seems like to me the day is long. I mean, the sun comes up at 6:37 and it doesn't set until 8 p.m. I don't know. That's a long day if you ask me. But I'm just planting whatever they have at my store. I figured they know what to do. Wow, if all these onions make, we're going to have a lot of onions. I ran out of those onions, but luckily, I have another bunch. And this is a different kind. This one is super sweet onion. It's still a Bonnie. And it looks like it's still some kind of like a yellow onion. But dang, it's got some kind of I guess they just grabbed it up from the soil like this and it's all clumped together. It's when your hoary knife comes in handy. Look at that one. That one's on its way, isn't it? Oh, I broke that one. I don't think I can plant that. All right, now I'm just going to cover them up. Okay, I have a raised bed full of onions. I hope that they will make and be productive, but I run out of room. I have more onions that I need to plant. So this is the raised bed that Cooper put together for me about 3 weeks ago. And I've just been putting yard waste in here to try to fill the bottom of it up. And then Danny just put a bag of, what was that, 2 bags of mulch?
2 bags of mulch.
2 bags of mulch in there. And now we're fixing to fill it up with garden soil and potting soil. And I'm going to put the rest of the onions in the front here. And then I have some English peas that I think I'm going to plant along the back and then put like a cattle panel back there for them to grow up. That's my plan. Now the bed is all filled and pretty, and Danny is about to plant the rest of these onions in the front of this bed. About a dozen. This bed is filled with garlic from that end all the way to that stick right there. I found one little lone onion on the ground that we missed, so I stuck it right there. And I am going to plant cilantro in this little section right here. It may not make or may not do anything. I've never planted it before, but I'm going to try it. That's what cilantro looks like. I believe it's coriander. Yeah, coriander. Okay, that's the cilantro right there. I just put the seeds, fertilized it, and watered it in. This is a bed full of carrots. Bed full of onions. Container full of weeds. These are collards. These are collards. I think we're going to put tomatoes there and there. Weeds. Telling you what, somebody's got to get on this weeding around here. Potatoes, 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 potatoes. We got this field, and that's onions in the front. And I think I'm going to put English peas in the back. And right here, we have cabbage, 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 and cabbage, cabbage. I am quite pleased with everything that we got planted this weekend. I'm excited about it. Looking forward to sunnier days and warmer weather and being out here in it and enjoying it. Now, I don't know if any of this is going to work. I'm not an expert. In fact, I'm a beginner. But anyway, thank y'all for watching. See y'all later. Bye.